Hey, it's HighTechDad, and what we're looking at today is the Harmony One remote. This is a universal remote. You can see it's a fairly nice size remote. It comes with a battery charger right here. It's a great dock to put it in. And this is one of those remotes where you can basically use it and throw away the 50 other remotes you may have stuck in a drawer or sitting on your coffee table. I used to be using this Monster Central by Monster Cable. It runs actually the same operating system. I've had this for quite a few years. It operates more or less in the same way, where again it replaces a bunch of remote controls and you set up different actions to control your audiovisual equipment. But we're not talking about this, so I'm putting it aside for now. So here is the Harmony One. You can see it's got a very elegant design. It's form-fitted to fit well in your hand, and it's got a great LCD screen. I don't know if you can see this here, but you can see I've already pre-programmed it with a bunch of different activities that I can do on my audio-visual setup. And one of the unique things that the Monster doesn't have is it has a touch screen. So anything here I can actually touch on. So I've already gone through and programmed various activities, like I said, and I encourage you to take a look at my blog post about the Harmony, because there's a series of screenshots that show how you connect this via a USB connection. Let's see, the port is on the top here. You connect it via a USB connection to your computer, and you walk through a series of wizards to configure the various actions that you want to have happen with the Harmony One, and this is by Logitech. So essentially what you do is you program in various devices and what inputs those devices need to be on when you're doing a particular activity. So I'm going back here. So if, for example, I wanted to watch TV, I simply click that. It sends out a series of IR commands to all my different components. So it's firing up my AV receiver, it's turning on my high-def TV, it is turning, setting the channel to, or the input to the proper thing. And sometimes it also looks for feedback from some of the more advanced components that you may have, like my TV will say, okay, yeah, I'm on and I'm tuned to a particular input channel. So it's done it now. Supposedly, of course, it's in the other room, so nothing's really happening. But the thing about this Logitech and the Harmony One and the operating system is this help button, which is one of the most amazing things, especially if you have people who aren't familiar with your AV setup. For example, if I hit the turn on TV, watch TV action, and the TV wasn't on or wasn't tuned to the right input, I could hit help. And so it'll try to communicate with the devices and figure out to see if it is on the proper channel. And then it'll ask you, did that fix the problem? So let's assume that it didn't help it. So I would say no. And then it's going to ask me, okay, is my PVR, my dish, personal, it's the video recorder, it's the dish network component, is it on? So I'm going to assume that it is on. And then it's asking me, is the TV on? Well, yeah, okay, so the TV is on, so I'm going to click yes. Is the AV receiver on in the living room? Yep, it sure is. But then it's asking me, okay, is the TV set to component 2? Well, as it turns out, it's not. It's set to component 1, so I would say no at this point. So I click on the touch screen. It sends out the command to switch the TV to component 2, and then it'll ask me, oh, is it now on there? And let's assume that yes, it is, and yes, it's playing. So I'm going to say yes, and then it asks me, did that fix the problem? And it looks like it sure did. So I can click yes at that point. So as you can see, anyone, once you've programmed it properly, anyone who uses this remote should and that's in quotes there, have no problem controlling the various audiovisual components of your hi-fi. And there are, as you can see, it is sensitive to when it's moved and picked up, so it'll go into screensaver mode and turn it all off. You'll have additional commands that come up here to control different aspects of your components. And if you want to control a particular device, you can click device and say, okay, you know, I want to tweak some things on my TV. I want to turn on picture-in-picture, or I want to swap out the picture-in-picture, or something like that. So these are all commands that work with the normal remote that comes with that device, and the Logitech Harmony One has stored all those in there, so you can basically never pick up the remote from that device ever again. And of course there are standard, you know, like channel buttons here. You have your play and pause if you're working with a DVR or a DVD player. So one of the nice things about the remote is once you've programmed in all your various components, is that you can use these buttons, like I said, to control different things. So when I actually hit the volume up and volume down, since I use my AV receiver to control the volume and not the TV itself, it'll control the AV receiver. So the remote itself is extremely useful, and I recommend that you read more about it on my blog so that you can see the setup that's involved. It does take maybe 15 or 20 minutes to go through all the wizards on on your computer to get it configured, but once you have it, you never pretty much have to control it again or program it again via the web browser. I highly recommend it for people who have lots of remotes or lots of things to configure. I know that you can configure, I think, about 18 or so different devices. So, you know, I have my PS3, my Wii, my big screen, and a variety of other components that are controlled by this remote. So all in all, if you want to throw away all your other remotes and get just one, I highly recommend any of the Harmony remotes from Logitech. This is one of their higher end ones because it has the touch screen and you can control more items with it. So again, if you want to read more about it, visit my blog at www.HighTechDad.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me on Twitter. And my handle is @HighTechDad.